Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking the video out today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. So before we dive into these topics, do me a favor, if you end up enjoying this video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. Really helps the videos out more than you know. And if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Now the first thing I just want to quickly let everybody know about is I am going to be streaming the Resident Evil showcase that's happening later today, so be sure to come back to the channel and hang out with me. But something I want to point out really quickly before getting into all of these topics is this Resident Evil showcase is also being hosted by PlayStation as well. It's going to be on the official PlayStation YouTube channel. They're going to be streaming it alongside Capcom on their channel. So this tells us that if you are somebody who plays the Resident Evil games on PlayStation, or if you're somebody who's planning to pick up PSVR 2, this is a stream you probably want to tune into. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. But moving into the first main topic here, want to quickly talk about the Callisto Protocol, because there was seemingly a rumor that it was going to get delayed into next year, but that has actually been debunked. It's not getting delayed. It's still set to launch in December, which is great news because this is a game I'm really looking forward to, and it would have been okay if they had to delay it. I would have understood, obviously, but 2023 is already so packed, and I thought that this game releasing in December was like the perfect time for a game like the Callisto Protocol. And so it was definitely disappointing to see that, but it has been debunked and it is not getting delayed. The Callisto Protocol is still set to launch on December 2nd. And on top of that, we have even more good news for the Callisto Protocol, as it's been confirmed it will feature a 60 FPS performance mode. And that is, at this point, I think kind of a big deal for anybody who's looking to play this game on console, because we just saw both Gotham Knights and Plague Tale Requiem not offering a proper 60 FPS performance mode, but the Callisto Protocol will. So wanted to be sure to share that with you. Next up, we have a new Final Fantasy 16 trailer that seemingly dropped out of nowhere. We did hear not that long ago that Final Fantasy 16 would be getting a new trailer sometime in October, and today is the day. Reading from Push Square, they say Final Fantasy 16 has an atmospheric new trailer which places a heavy focus on the game's setting. It's largely made up of gameplay footage, and goes without saying that the title continues to look fantastic in terms of presentation. There's also some particularly explosive combat shots near the end. Once more, Square Enix reiterates that Final Fantasy 16 is targeting a summer 2023 release date, which suggests that everything's going according to plan behind the scenes. And so yeah, this is a trailer that a lot of PlayStation fans and Final Fantasy fans have been eagerly anticipating, and it's out now. And what's surprising to me about this is that every time we've seen Final Fantasy 16 thus far, it's been part of a PlayStation show of some kind. And we did just recently talk about the rumor of a PlayStation showcase being delayed by Sony, and now we're seeing kind of all these PlayStation-esque announcements and reveals happening on the week that apparently the showcase was delayed. So I'm not saying that there's any truth to that. There's no way for us to know, but what I will say is, hey, if you're a PlayStation fan, you're still getting some pretty solid announcements this week, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, so let me know what you think about the new Final Fantasy 16 trailer. But we are moving on to the next topic here, which talks once again about God of War Ragnarok. Apparently, this game is going to be over 100 gigabytes on PS4, but it will be 20 gigabytes smaller on PS5. Reading from Push Square, they say PS4 users might want to start clearing some hard drive space for God of War Ragnarok, as it's been confirmed the Sony game weighs in at well over 100 gigabytes. The install size seems to differ between regions, but as of right now, it's 106.9 gigabytes in the US and 118 gigabytes for the European version, and this is version 1.01. Although Sony's Kraken compression technology has shaved more than 20 gigabytes off the file size of the PS5 version, God of War Ragnarok is currently 84 gigabytes on the platform holder's latest system, again running on version 1.01. And so I have to say, there is quite a big difference here between the PS4 and PS5 version when it comes to just how much space it's going to take up. It seems that if you are a PS4 user, you are going to have to make a little bit more space, but I think most people will be okay to do that. I feel like for most PlayStation owners who are looking forward to God of War Ragnarok, it really doesn't matter to them how many gigabytes this game eats up, because it's a must-play game and they will make the space if need be. But it is also nice to see that one of the PS5's main features with the Kraken compression technology, we're still seeing that being utilized and leveraged by different developers, and certainly by Sony's first-party studios. So there you go. Let me know which version of God of War Ragnarok you're going to be picking up. Next up, we're talking about a major announcement for a new PlayStation 5 console exclusive, that being Silent Hill 2 Remake. Now, I know not everybody can catch the streams, and I know that not everybody is maybe able to keep up with all of the different news coming out. So for those wondering, what the most relevant piece of news is when it comes to the Silent Hill showcase for PlayStation users, it's undoubtedly this remake. So reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, it says Silent Hill 2 Remake will be exclusive to the PS5 for the first 12 months of its release. To make the most of its partnership with Sony, Bloober Team is adding a variety of Silent Hill 2 Remake features that will make full use of the PS5 console's power, including no loading screens and 3D audio. There will also be a complete graphics upgrade. Following the game's announcement during yesterday's Silent Hill transmission, Bloober Team has revealed some of the game's PS5 features, but is also being intentionally vague. 3D audio will be used to create a realistic and believable soundscape that will immerse players in the game, as well as let players precisely pinpoint the direction of sounds. The SSD drive will mean loading screens will be removed completely. There will also be DualSense controller features like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, although Bloober Team is trying to keep some surprises for now. Less specifically to the PS5, Unreal Engine 5 will allow the team to give the graphics a complete overhaul, bringing the foggy, sinister town to life in ways that were impossible up to this point. For example, the environments will be more natural, more realistically lit, and far more detailed. Facial expressions will show a wide range of emotions even before a character speaks a single word, thanks to the state-of-the-art motion capture. And there's also a new combat system, new set pieces, and an over-the-shoulder camera. So these are all of the new features that are going to be offered with Silent Hill 2 Remake. And I have to say, this was something that's been rumored for some time, and there was always some nervousness from not just the wider community, but myself as well, with Bloober Team handling this game. And Silent Hill 2 Remake is considered, or not remake, but Silent Hill 2, the original game, is considered a legendary game. So it's natural that anytime you hear about something like this, a game like this getting remade, you do worry a little bit about, in which ways could they end up messing this up. And after seeing this first trailer, personally, I think it looks amazing. I cannot wait to play this. I'm liking everything I'm seeing. I do understand that there are some like art style changes and whatnot, or just a few changes here and there that Bloober Team has made that maybe some fans of the original game are not fond of. But to me personally, I love everything I'm hearing, and this is going to be absolutely a day one buy for me on PS5. And I really have to say that I like that they're doing over the shoulder. That to me just makes sense. I'm interested to see what the new combat system is going to be like. But all in all, I think that this, for me, was the main highlight of the showcase yesterday for Silent Hill. There were other games announced, such as Silent Hill F, but it was just a teaser trailer. We still have very little information about that game. We saw some other things, such as Silent Hill Ascension, which is like a new, different type of experience that was revealed. We saw some merch. We're getting a new game from Annapurna Interactive that's based in the Silent Hill universe. And most of this stuff we learned very little about. They were just basic announcements. And so Silent Hill 2 Remake is where we got most of the information. And it's clear that Sony wanted this to be something that they could get on PS5. It's worth noting it's going to release on PC as well. And it's obviously going to come to Xbox after a year. So it's not like Xbox owners won't have access to this game whatsoever. But I am pumped. Let me know what you guys think of the Silent Hill 2 Remake. And before moving on to the final topic of this video, I do want to continue to talk about Silent Hill briefly to let you guys know that apparently there are more new Silent Hill games that are coming from equally talented developers. From PlayStation Lifestyle, it says during the Silent Hill transmission yesterday, Konami revealed that Silent Hill 2 Remake, 3 new Silent Hill games, a movie, and plenty of other merchandise are coming. However, it seems like they're not finished there. During the stream, Konami's producer revealed that there will be more games on the way as they partner with other equally talented developers. When asked if there will be any more partners besides those already announced, the producer replied, quote, "I can't say yet, but we plan to expand our partnerships in the future with equally talented teams," end quote. One of those new Silent Hill games could be the recently leaked Silent Hill: The Short Message, recently rated in Korea. The game was conspicuously absent from yesterday's transmission, rumored to be a demo akin to PT. Insider Lance McDonald claims the reason behind its absence could be because of a leak that has revealed around an hour of footage, so only time will tell if the game/demo turns out to be a reality. And I just wanted to mention that briefly because a lot of people were very confused as to why this game, Silent Hill: The Short Message, which was officially rated, which means it's ready to go, and it does seem like it's a demo, was absent during the stream. And there's really no way for us to know, but it is interesting that according to Lance McDonald, apparently this game has been floating around in certain insider circles and is actually playable, and people have claimed that they played over an hour of it so far. Kind of crazy to think about, not sure what's going on here, but hopefully we'll learn more in the not too distant future. But moving on to the final topic of this video, and certainly something that piques my interest. Reading from VGC, Microsoft claims Insomniac's Wolverine game will be released in 2023. Microsoft has claimed that Sony plans to release Insomniac's Wolverine game in 2023. The Wolverine game was announced during a PlayStation Showcase event in September of 2021. While Spider-Man was announced as coming to PS5 in 2023, a target Insomniac reiterated this week. The studio said Wolverine was very early in development and no launch window was provided. As spotted by Tech for Gamers, Microsoft's claim that the game will be released in 2023 was made in a regulatory filing published this week by the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, which is currently scrutinizing the company's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Discussing Sony's market position, Microsoft claimed, quote, "PlayStation also has a spate of first and third-party exclusive titles lined up for launch in 2023, including Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, Horizon, Final Fantasy 16, and Forspoken," end quote. Whether the company has inside information on Sony's release plans or the claim was simply a mistake isn't clear, but VGC has contacted PlayStation for comment on the game's status. So, yeah, this is something that I've seen floating around, and I'm just going to be blunt with everybody right now. I think there is zero truth to this, and I think that there is zero chance that Wolverine launches in 2023. I think if we're lucky, we will see our first gameplay of Wolverine in 2023, but this to me is clearly just Microsoft assuming and maybe kind of using the fact that we saw Wolverine announced but didn't get any release window, no time frame whatsoever, kind of using that to their advantage by trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, Wolverine's coming out next year, clearly because Sony hasn't denied that, and it's true. Sony hasn't technically denied that, and we'll see if they end up responding to VGC. I don't think they will, but, it would just be, in my opinion, nearly impossible for Insomniac to get this game out so soon, especially when they said just last year that the game is in very early development, right? And all we've seen is a CG trailer for it. And on top of that, Spider-Man 2 is coming out next year. I don't know that it's really in their best interest to release, even if they could release Wolverine right next year, I don't think that they would want to release both of these games so close to one another. I could be wrong. I do want to say the only thing here, the only thing that makes me think, I do wonder just a little bit, is the fact that we got the report Sony's planning to break a record by selling 30 million PS5s or shipping 30 million PS5s in fiscal year 2023. I think maybe at most what that could indicate is maybe Sony's targeting an early 2024 release for Wolverine at the absolute earliest. But to me, it's pretty clear that this is just Microsoft making an assumption. I have no idea how they would know the development progress of Insomniac's Wolverine. This is a PlayStation exclusive title that's being developed by a PlayStation-owned first-party studio. It just doesn't add up, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So I definitely would not anticipate Wolverine coming out next year. However, I do think we may see more of it next year, which would be very exciting, obviously. So there you go. That's all the news I have for you guys today. Be sure to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.